Tô ao vivo? Será? Será que deu certo ou não? Não sei, né? Vamos tentar aqui, vamos ver, né? Vamos ver. Calma aí. Ah, tô ao vivo. Legal demais. Vou mandar aqui o link para meus amigos. Mandei. E agora mandei. Pronto. Mandei o link aqui para os meus amigos. Pera aí. Deixa eu só escrever um negócio aqui. Eba. Dá pra ler o chat, Otácio. Só que. Calma, deixa eu só escrever um negócio aqui. Não vou ler o chat. Porque tem. Tá com um delay, sim. Pera aí, como é que. Achei. Fixei a mensagem. Eu não vou ler o chat porque vai ter que. Tipo assim, se eu for ficar lendo o chat, eu vou ter que ficar saindo do jogo toda hora e eu tô com preguiça. Então, isso aqui vai servir mais de um documentário do que eu fiz enquanto eu tava fazendo a live, né? Só me fala aí se o áudio tá legal, como é que tá e etc. Daqui a 20 segundos eu vou saber, né? Então já vou ir fazendo isso aqui. Ó, pensador, extremamente inteligente, péssimo com as pessoas. Taz, você tá com 20 segundos de delay, né? Verdade, eu vou deixar o chat aberto aqui no celular aqui. Já vou. Ó. Nossa, tá com um delay mesmo. Deixa eu ver, eu vou testar um negócio aqui. Eu vou falar abacate. Vamos ver que horas que fala. Taz, você tá com 20 segundos de delay, né? Verdade, eu vou deixar o chat aberto aqui no celular aqui. Já vou. Ó. Nossa, tá com um delay mesmo. Ó, vou falar o abacate agora. Vou falar abacate. Que horas que fala? Tá bom, agora eu vou jogar. Pensador. Extremamente inteligente, péssimo com as pessoas. Conhece fatos interessantes e elabora ideias originais. É legal. Sensível. Muito psicológico. Uma personalidade magnética, mas instável. Pode começar a perder o juízo. Parece comigo. Físico. Extremamente físico. Interage com o mundo através do próprio corpo. Faz as coisas acontecerem, mas é tapado como uma rocha. Não, não quero ser burro, não. Criei seu próprio. Não vou criar meu próprio. Sensível, muito psicológico. Pô, tô entre esses dois aqui, mano. Acho que eu vou no pensador. Eu acho que eu já tinha começado a jogar, tipo assim, só mexer pra ver se estavam funcionando. Extremamente inteligente, péssimo com pessoas, conhece fatos interessantes, elabora ideias originais. Acho que eu prefiro esse aqui. O que é pra acontecer? A tela tá preta. Não tá acontecendo nada. As fúrias então em casa no espelho. É a morada delas. Até a água mais límpida, se profunda o bastante, pode afogar.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. And an inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it. sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing. I know you do, baby. I know. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage.
Que é Alonso Y?
Alright. Nothing town to fuck all borough.
Uma viagem ou outra pro silêncio. Que? Não, a viagem de volta pro silêncio não, né, mano? Ah, sim. Não quero
You
mais.
want me to upgrade that to a one-way trip, sir? The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meet around you. A sensation. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
Ah, eu quero voltar pro nada,
The
mano.
stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound. Clarion call from hell.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice to name a motor carriage.
Tem que lembrar os comandos, os negócios do teclado, porque eu não lembro. Ok. Deixa eu ver. Como é que faço pra ver? Ah, ok. Minha calça. Banheiro. Que é isso aqui? Camisa. Que é isso que eu não lembro? Não, não entendi o que é isso. Que é isso,
You hear
cara?
a jingle.
Ah,
Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants.
pra quê?
It says whirling in rags on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. The whirling in rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers.
Terrível.
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off.
Alguém,
Was
né?
this not the same Elo that founds empires and lays waste to cities, virile, uncaring towards the little things? Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself. just the vague impression of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapors. As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror, yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it. Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin.
E tocar na minha língua.
It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers.
Limpa o espelho.
Behold,
Tá, merda.
you have no idea who this thing is, do you? Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself. You can't, can you? It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You've worn that grin into your face, and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
Que? Acho que. Ah, esse aqui.
There might have been, 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now.
Não, impossível. Não, eu não quero que a expressão pare. Não, vou tentar.
It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species. Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume la Million.
Entendi quase nada.
You're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open air, Boîte de Nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
Não, peraí, deixa eu voltar um pouquinho pra entender o negócio. Pô, eu não entendi o que eu fiz. Sou burro. Ó, eu estou insinuando que eu sou vagamente compreensível. Eu acho que eu estou conseguindo isso de maneira mais ou menos também. De uma maneira meio triste, cafona. Tem um certo charme nisso. Talvez tivesse 10 anos atrás, agora é pouco mais que um espasmo cadavérico. Ela pertence à nova, à terceira década do século corrente. Passou-se tempo suficiente desde o fracasso da Revolução para que, por um momento efêmero, a economia de um livre mercado parecesse o derradeiro e incontestável modo de vida da nossa espécie. Ok. As coisas estavam boas, era uma vida calma, pessoas faziam interiores cor de couro e champanhe e fachadas para adequar-se ao tempo, chamado de o estilo da nova. Porém, o mais importante, o disco aconteceu. Para Revanchol, sua cidade, isso significava apenas uma coisa: Guillaume de Million. Se não está errando, está rimando errado é o modo como está pronunciando. Fora do redemoinho sedutor da música disco, em uma boîte de moi, no ar livre, em algum lugar de Revanchol Oeste, a cabeleira loira de Guillaume apareceu na tela. Ele cantou alguma porcaria, Então ele fez a expressão. Essa aqui, aparentemente. Então eu adotei. Não há necessidade de adicionar um som de estalo quando eu faço isso. Mano, eu acho que eu vou mais no caminho, tipo assim, quem sou eu? Ou não, eu acho que eu vou no caminho de... Mano,
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
Grimace Shake. Quanto tempo foi a nova? Não, quer saber isso não. Algo mais, como por exemplo, quem sou eu?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco. The rest is darkness. Aside from the useless fact that the motor carriage outside was a caprice de Nema. The clip is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume Lemillion's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. Some 20 odd years, there is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression, looking good on you, or anywhere. Humanity has run aground in that time.
Ué, a
It's
câmera
different
parou.
world. The expression is a relic.
Será que voltou? Calma aí. Agora voltou. Eu não sei por que não. Agora voltou, tipo assim, fora do negocinho aqui que tava bonitinho. Pronto. Consertei. Ó, deixa eu ver. Cerca de 20 anos, 20 anos estranhos. Há um vasto oceano de tempo entre o agora e quando há a expressão de uma aparência boa em você, ou em qualquer um. A humanidade ficou estagnada naquele tempo. É um mundo diferente agora. A expressão é uma relíquia. Pronto. Então acho que é isso, né?
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume in a champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Eu quero que a expressão para, mano. Vamos ver se eu consigo.
It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
O que aconteceu com... Calma, o que é isso? Ah, problema. Oh, o que aconteceu com Guillaume de Million, que com sua juba âmbar e dentes brilhantes reduziu os restos esfarrapados da nação? Enquanto você sofreu e sofreu, ele se desmaterializou em uma nuvem de cocaína ou ele simplesmente parou em uma esquina e derreteu na difamada nova fila de alguma boa 20 anos atrás? Conceda àquela bela bunda uma reflexão também. Ou espere talvez que ele tenha se tornado oficial de polícia em Revanche Oeste. Não, finalizar o que, cara? Internalizar? O que eu fiz? O que isso faz? Não sei. Ah, é. Ah, eu não olhei... Ah, não, eu olhei o espelho, né? Eu não olhei a porta. O que é essa porta? Ué, meu filho. Não falou que eu tinha a chave? Vamos ver o que é isso aqui. Parece que alguém rasgou a fita enquanto a canção estava sendo tocada. Vamos ver esse sapato aqui. É meu, né? Peguei. Mano, como é que faz pra essa porra parar aqui, mano? Eu tenho que desligar esse trem, né? Antes de pegar a meia que tá aqui.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Ah, vou olhar pra
The
fora.
morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand,
Ah,
but
então.
none of it is recent. more likely a projectile than a held object.
Meu
There are
sapato.
no fragments on the floor from pulling a
Ué,
tool
tá, eu já
in
peguei, né?
after impact.
Vai olhar o
It
tamanho
is
do
too
impacto.
large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force.
Então,
Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you could still find the other one on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room.
ah,
A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold.
o que é isso? Enquanto sapato perdido. Ok. Ué. Mas eu já tinha esses itens todos. Eu quero saber como é que desliga o ventilador. Ô, Tasso, se você puder. Dá.
This fan has two chamber switches.
Ah, ok.
One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
Não, vai
The
desligar o ventilador.
blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the timing.
Por que eu vou ligar a lâmpada?
You reach
Ah,
out
no.
to grab the tie. But what's this? Diffuse radiating chip. This is...
Eu vou morrer?
Feels like sharp stones grinding in your chest for quite a long, still ongoing. Now as it finally, the pressure recedes. You find yourself covered in...
Ah, é minha gravata.
Trying not to move, hoping to keep from dying.
Pô, acabou que eu pulei aqui. Eu li as coisas antes do cara falar. Isso é ruim, parece que as pedras afiadas estão triturando seu peito, pedindo de mover bastante tempo. Ainda doendo, agora é um bom momento para começar a se preocupar. Finalmente a pressão recua. Você se encontra coberto de suor frio, tentando não se mover, esperando que isso vai evitar que você morra. Vou ligar a lâmpada.
Terrible mistake.
Ué?
Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain.
Vou
The
desligar.
lights
Foda-se.
are off.
Não sai. Eu tô com medo, mano. Vou dar F5. E agora? Ah, eu não olhei isso aqui não, hein. Tem mais coisa pra olhar no espelho? Não é possível.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Ah, mesma
In
coisa.
it, your face, adorned.
Então tá bom. Vou embora. Não peguei a gravata. Não dá mais não? Pra eu jogar de novo o dado?
This fan has two chamber switches.
Ah, tá no caldo. Ó, bosta. Sai. Vou embora. Isso aqui é minha vida? Não, moral, saúde.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
No. Because you're a police officer, sir. I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time. You've been here for 3 days, on official police business, no less. Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Porque eu não lembro de ser um tiro ou qualquer coisa. quem em sã consciência me deixaria ser um oficial da lei, tente a expressão nela. Deixe ela saber que você a quer. Eu deveria ir andando agora. Ó, porque eu não me lembro de ser um tiro ou qualquer coisa, quem em sã consciência me deixaria ser um oficial da lei. Mano, eu não sei muito bem o que eu tô querendo com ele, mano. Eu tô confuso igual a ele, né? Então, tipo assim, eu não tô querendo, tipo assim, nada. Eu não tô querendo, tipo assim, ser um personagem X, sabe? Então eu vou só fazer o que a minha vontade me falar aqui na hora. Sem tentar ir pra caminho nenhum, sabe? Porque eu não lembro de ser um tiro ou qualquer coisa. Pô, eu vou
Could
conversar
it
com
be
ela.
because of the drinking?
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than ought to at her.
Eu vou... Será que ela vai encarar isso aqui como
Don't
piada?
be so harsh on yourself.
Ah, não encaro.
You let almost anyone be a police officer.
Pô, eu vou tentar a expressão nela.
The words have already left your mouth.
Ah, não. Que bosta. Agora eu vou ter que falar.
What was that?
Achei que ela ia me
That's
bater.
not even how words are used. What did he say? Come on. Say it again.
Pô, será que eu insisto ou não, mano? Não vou não.
Come on, man. Pretty, please. One more time.
É.
Goddamn right you did. You crazy asshole, you. What kind of cop are you?
Tira a celebridade, não posso mais negar isso. Não, eu sou um tira do apocalipse.
Has the
Foda-se.
time come already?
Que eles são falando que eu acabei de falar, o fim não pode estar a mais de 2 de distância. Não, ainda temos alguns séculos pela frente. Não, eu vou dizer sim, estamos meros minutos da distância total do colapso da
Mere
realidade.
minutes. I should go and prepare them. Thank you. This has been delightful. I hope it does all come crashing down. It's gonna suck for you later when you have to interrogate me.
Puta merda.
And for the record, no, I didn't do it.
Tá bom. Que isso? Bituca. Deixa eu ver.
The door is closed.
Não, nem mexe. Tá. É por aqui que pega o sapato ou não? Ah, acho que ele tá no chão, né? Ele não tá na varanda. Não. Ou tá na varanda. Ou é no andar de baixo, não sei. Ah, aqui tem dinheiro, verdade. Tem. Ah, sai por aqui. A grana tá curta, equipe uma sacola plástica, colete de garrafa e venda nos free. TTTT. Tem a menor ideia o que isso quer dizer. O Bofa sabe. Ó. Fique esperto. Ó o mundo. O gráfico desse jogo é muito bonito, mano. Os desenhos dele, a arte, etc. O gráfico não, né? A arte. Pronto, agora eu tô com sapato. Ninguém me para. O que é isso?
There they both are. Two identical shoes. Both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin.
Tô de sapato, filho. Ninguém me para não, filho. Que tal?
Good. They're balanced. Comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now.
Ah, calmo e posturado. Calmo e posturado. O homem não para de... Ah, acabou a música. Deixa eu ver. Ah, dá pra correr. Ai, graças a Deus. Deixa eu ir embora. Será que se eu ficar correndo em círculos ele fica tonto, mano? Acho que não. Ih, eu lembro desse cara aqui, é o Kim. Essa mulher é chata. Ok, Tássio. Como que faz pra cantar? Mentira, eu não vou ficar esperando você me responder, não. Já vou...
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seat. Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it.
Ah, tá. Achei que essa voz era do gerente, mano. Isso é doido, voz
Looks
grossa.
like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used. This is the great
Como é que é a
story.
voz do
The
gerente?
seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the
É porque eu não
insane
falei,
story.
eu só olhei, achei que eu tinha falado, olha esse pássaro. Quê? É um grande mandrião, a ave marinha. Ah, tá, ok.
The small steel tag says as much. The great skua. Stegoarius skua.
Ah, eu vou pagar de
Look, your
inteligente.
buddy is over there. Why
Tá
don't
bom.
you go and talk to him, okay?
Eu sou um tiro e falo com quem eu quiser, pô. Eu não vou ser
He
babaca.
pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
Ah, mas foi seco,
No,
né?
I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
Ah, the cafeteria
He's very
manager.
animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
Mano, qual que é a diferença? Vou perguntar qual que é a
I have
diferença, vou na
3
onda dele.
cafeterias to manage. 3.
Ah, tá.
Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in. She just, you know,
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is hiding something.
so now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
Foda-se. Deixa eu ver o que é isso aqui. O que é isso aqui? Então essa mulher aí tem alguma coisa, né? O que é isso aqui? Uai, é lá de cima que tá colhidinho? Não sei. Não, acho que é outra dimensão. Uai, então vamos cantar. Como é que canta? Deixa eu ver.
The man plucks at the
Ah.
sea.
A porta aqui vai estar trancada, posto. Pô, eu vou... Peguei, foda-se. Pode estar aferrolhado, uma placa... Não, pera aí, eu não li, pô. Ah, então esse aqui é a cozinha. Tá bom. O que é isso aqui? Não dá pra cantar. O que é isso aqui, cara? Eu não consigo pegar, por quê? Dentro você tem um vislumbre da parafernália do sindicato. Um pôster de greve e algumas flâmulas vermelhas. Deixa eu pegar isso aqui, mano. O que é isso aqui? Com licença. Deixa eu ver o que é isso aqui. Refeitório reservado aos membros do sindicato. Portas abrem às 16. Pera. Deixa eu explorar mais antes de falar aqui com esse povo. Dá pra sair. Então eu vou falar com esse povo aqui. Como é que corre? Ah, é o shift. Fala com essa moça.
Hello, sweetie.
Olá. Ah, é uma velha. Pô, achei que era uma
You
moça.
shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
Isso aqui. Ué, mas essa mulher não falou nada.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague.
Então tá bom. Deixa eu conversar com o meu
The
colleague.
speckled man in an orange bomber jacket is as you approach. He narrows his eyes, and on the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white
Vou
rectangle.
apertar a mão dele. Eu quero ser gente boa, mano.
Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name.
Vou tentar inventar um nome.
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
Ué.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
Não, pera aí, o quê? Mas tive um pequeno erro na agenda de domingo, sábado também, na verdade. Você teve tempo de falar com a gerente daqui? Eu vou
If you
perguntar.
don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interview?
Ah,
At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Maybe it's not an inter-district practice.
não, não fiz isso.
Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? Mm-hmm. So, the body is still in the tree, where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
Ah, vamos.
After you, obviously.
Fingir que eu sei o que ele tá falando.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I advise you to try to locate it as quickly as possible. But get it.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can...
Tá. Interroga o gerente da cafeteria, inspecione o corpo da vítima, reporte seu distintivo. Tá. Não, pera aí, tem um feito aqui? Ah, o do sapato, né? Aqui. Deixa eu ver os itens. Ué, mas não tem mais nada aqui não, ué. Eu fico mostrando. Ah, tá. É o... Não, não sei. Tá bom. Deixa eu conversar com essa mulher de novo pra ver.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer.
Eu não sou docinho,
You're
olha
a
pra
handsome
mim.
man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin.
Ah,
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
tadinho.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries.
Mano, eu vou ser gente boa
That's
mesmo.
quite all
Não vou
right.
ser babaca.
I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway. Whatever do you mean? Ah, yes. Probably roll with me by the Fletchers. People often quote the Fletchers of me.
Legal
Of course,
demais.
dear.
Tá, agora eu vou conversar com o homem.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding.
Mr. Ga, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Prison 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Prison 41.
Que? Ele olha pra você pensando que ainda não sabe o seu nome. O arauto da ruína. O que é ouro e laranja como incêndio florestal, mas cheira a licor. No momento eu estou entre nomes. Mano, vou falar o arauto da ruína.
What? I have no idea what that means.
A escuridão. Eu sou escuridão, filho. Não faço ideia do que significa, né? Estive no precipício, gerente da cafeteria. Eu vi o fim.
What is this? A joke to you? Is this what you get when you call the police now? This guy? We've been waiting for a week here.
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do a job.
Yes, of course.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you a while to call us.
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Ah,
This sounds like something you can use.
You said you just got here. From where?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the...
But you still know your way around, yes?
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here, and I'm not going to start working here again.
I didn't imply that. Detective,
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. His face expresses profound doubt. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous question, which you can later use in the more sinister ones. Not
eu vou perguntar
vice
primeiro
Haven't
por
you
que que
asked
é.
me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. Because I
Foi mal,
asked
matou
her
o
to
pneu.
know. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you
Ai, que
appreciate
susto.
that.
Como é que é? Certo, você me pegou. Ela foi embora por causa do cadáver lá atrás. E porque eu pedi o número dela. Por isso a Silvia foi embora. Espero que você goste disso. Não
I
correu bem.
asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing.
Eu pergunto onde é que tá o
Behind this
corpo, né?
building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there. That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough.
Correto.
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind. 5th century style. Unified currency and the concept of cool came in their way. They wore lamella and carried guns. But first and foremost, Franco-Nigerian heavy cavalry was really wild.
Perguntar quem
That
matou.
hole in the fence must be.
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they, if he doesn't know?
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching. The locals, the customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company. here. A mercenary. The Unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
Eu vou perguntar se ele o
The
matou.
lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in. Let's go.
Ok.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
Pô, será que eu consigo passar, mano? O que é real?
Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency, whatever part of the world you're in right now.
Wow, you're a genius. Yes, that's right. Money. You owe this
Você está preso. Ah, que tentação, mano.
What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or
Mano, eu tô fazendo o cara me explicar o que é dinheiro mesmo. E eu não tô nem aí.
We use it for everything, really.
Interessante onde eu consigo.
Are you serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take bribes, I guess.
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
Por que eu preciso disso?
For survival, to pay me. Unless you want to become a hobo. Do you want to become a hobo? There's nowhere else to stay in Martinez, and it's a cold spring outside. Money doesn't make you happy, but it lets you be unhappy for a while longer. If you run out of money, you die. It's like that for all of us. Me too. That's why I need you to pay me. I'm not an asshole.
Eu não vou mostrar
There's a
moeda
shuffle
nenhuma.
of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuraki looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came to work. So don't try to tell me you didn't. That will be 40 real in damages. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a
Nossa
tab of
Senhora.
30 real. Actually more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. And I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, then
Officer, maybe you are better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away.
Ah,
I'm
verei o que
sorry
eu posso
I
falar.
couldn't help more. You should take this app with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car, okay? We have to get this investigation started now.
Tá
good
bom,
luck.
deixa eu ver. Tá bom. Como é que sai? Vamos pro mundo. Pô, podiam ter uma sacola, né, mano? Quem é essa pessoa aqui?
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
Ah,
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
vou perguntar pra criança.
Okay, sir.
Vou.
I'll try to answer any questions you have.
Qual é o seu
My
nome?
name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisant. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
Eu sou um bom soldado já aprendendo. Ah, eu vou.
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help mum out with the store.
Tô gostando, Taz. Obrigado, senhor. Estou feliz em ajudar a mamãe com a loja. Ela sorri e fica de pé com um pequeno soldado. Que papo de crime mesmo? Vou
Crime
fingir de...
fiction is about
Ah, tá.
murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Crime is what we were solving before this conversation began.
It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
Ó, eu costumava ser exatamente como aquele cara, o Mullen. Então eu decidi viver um pouco. Sabe, ninguém realmente se parece com um cara na foto. Isso é apenas uma fantasia estúpida de um homem. Então é o seu corpo que é importante no trabalho policial. Não. Olhe para o cara. Eu nunca vou ser enganado. Ah, eu costumava ser exatamente. Ah, você sabe, libertar, se fazer o
And
inferno.
everything's better now, sir?
Eu não sei.
Why is that?
Você vai entender quando for mais velho.
Okay. I shouldn't have said that thing about Dick Mullen.
É, o quê? Ela pisca pra você, eu não deveria ter dito, não sei o quê. É, sabe, ninguém realmente se parece com o cara na foto. Isso é apenas uma fantasia estúpida de um homem. É, vou perguntar outra coisa.
Maybe?
Você não
I
deveria
do
estar
my
na
studies
escola?
at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Ir pra escola não é mais importante do
Mum
que
says
isso.
it's necessary to do both because it builds character.
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There was talk about this house being cursed. Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Tomar no cu.
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
Ah, eu não
They
acho que
shouldn't
isso.
be, but they seem real. Anyhow, they say that these grounds are doomed for businesses. Of course, sir. Oh, kings and queens and generals of old. Well, I think that's why people read them.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
Verdade.
But it does make the famous people more famous. Why would they do that, sir? That's so cool.
Quero
Look
ser
at
mais
the picture of
otimista.
book cover picture and everything.
Perguntar o que é
And over a
romance.
dead body. Well, it's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man. Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad... Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting. That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life. Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end. Maybe some about other books?
Então, tchau. Deixa eu ver. Nossa senhora. Ah tá, dá pra passar por aqui. Pera aí, deixa eu ver isso aqui. Ó, tem um cara aqui. Vou conversar com um cara aqui. Nossa. Conversar com ele. Pegar a sacola, foda-se. Deixa eu ver o que é esse trem aqui. Tinha um trem aqui, ó. Ué, tem uma pessoa aqui, eu não vi. Fileiras de buracos de bala salpicam na parede. Sapico.
Yes?
O que é isso aqui? Dá pra nadar? Olha, ganha dinheiro, filho. Não dá pra interagir com esse homem, não. Olha lá. Deixa eu ver se esse binóculo aqui dá pra funcionar. Queria ver.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible. The metal feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word owner written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backward. That's Kuno on the lens. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts. Lanky, weather-worn wooden planks. You know this to be the star of Peloponnesus, or the Cairo. The central symbol of the... Around the large wooden building you see chunks of sea ice gathered up.
Vandalismo.
A simple but clever solution.
Aí, Tibs tem janelas, tá? Anotado.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while look. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty?
Ah, vou ver.
Your money disappears into the coin slot. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry. Different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer, the lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort. Its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
Deixa eu ver o que é isso aqui. Ah tá, é uma placa. Ué, ó, eu tô apertando o trem errado. Oxi. O que tem pra cá? Nada. Ó, se eu apertar Shift Tab dá coisa. O que é cormorão?
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Nossa.
You have no clue. It's just so many walls all over Montanese.
Salvei. Que isso aqui? O corpo. Credo. Pera aí, eu ganhei o que eu peguei aqui? Ué, cadê? Ah, ferramentas. Uma sacola. Ué, eu peguei um negócio aqui que eu não vi o que era, não. É um pote de moeda, alguma coisa assim. Uma criança aqui. Um trem aqui. Pera aí, porque agora eu acho que eu vou ter que vir pra cá mesmo. Deixa eu explorar pra lá. O que é isso aqui? Vamos ver. Pera aí, ué, capeta. Ah, vai ter que dar a volta? Pera aí, então. Apartamentos, campsite. Rotatória Norte. Ô, tá, se você ainda tiver aí, me fala aí se, tipo assim, se eu tenho tempo pra fazer as coisas, senão elas deixam de acontecer. Oi.
Arruma aí pra Angélica vir arrumar.
Tá bom.
Já te pedi isso, não vou pedir mais.
Não, fecha
Joga
aí.
fora, né?
Mãe, o que você deixou aberto? Mas eu não vou fazer isso agora. Pera aí. O que é isso aqui?
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked.
Tô com medo.
The
Bater.
door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response.
Bater
The
novamente.
door rattles again, but this time you hear an
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside. Doesn't matter who I am. Now,
from within comes the faint sound of a broom sweep.
the police. Everyone knows the police don't come round here. No, I already told you. Go check the backyard door.
Backyard door. There must be another entrance to the east.
Não, eu não tenho muito porquê ficar insistindo com essa mulher aqui, né? Deixa eu ver isso aqui. Isso aqui. Ah, entendi. Tássio, no caso. Quem é esse cara?
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Que? Essa mulher fala rápido demais, peraí. Sou Joyce. Representa a diretoria de Wild Pines. Os proprietários do porto. Os senhores devem ser da RCM. Ela se aproxima. Ah, vou apertar a mão
I'm
dela.
glad to see you here.
Like steel, there is strength there.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in the...
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know...
It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group.
Pô, fudeu. Não sei o que eu falo. Fale-me sobre Wild Pines, o que você faz. Ah, não quer saber o que ela faz, não. Vou perguntar sobre a greve.
Right up to, but not including, trade secrets. I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relate...
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful...
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-metre 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates. Yes, I believe there is...
Peraí, o quê?
But that's a subject for later.
Deixa eu entender o que aconteceu. O sindicato interrompeu todas as negociações há uma semana depois que aquele linchamento terrível aconteceu. Agora eles nem me deixam entrar no portão. Um racista gigante de 2,20 metros bloqueando os portões. Sim, acredito que é uma conexão, né? Mas isso é um assunto para mais tarde.
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first...
And when did you first...
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
2 greves. Não, peraí, eu perdi um pouco. Eu não era negociador original, assumi depois que o Sr. Gallman chegou ao limite com o Sr. Clare, o chefe do sindicato. O Sr. Clare se recusou a falar com Gallman, apesar das concessões que ele havia feito ao sindicato em negociações anteriores. O Sr. Clare se recusou a falar com Gallman. Nossa, depois que o Sr. Gallman era... Pô, não entendi. Ah, ele era o negociador, né? Céus, não houve 2 greves anteriores. Em ambas as vezes o sindicato teve concessões significativas, incluindo hora extra e plano de saúde. Dessa vez as demandas são mais agressivas. É mesmo ridículo. O que aconteceu com o Gallman? Né? Não, pera aí, o que? Esse Gallman, ó, chegou o limite com o cara. Aí, com o chefe, né? Aí o chefe se recusou a falar com o Gallman. O que aconteceu com o
Mr.
Gallman?
Clare told him to... How did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Que? Sr. Clare disse a ele como ele colocou isso. Pô, eu não entendi o que essa mulher falou. Como assim, cara? É, tipo assim, o Sr. Clare disse a ele como ele colocou isso. Isso o quê? Tipo assim... vou colocar nada legal.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Perguntar sobre o chefe.
Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
If you were to prick him with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
Não vou dizer nada.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother. Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
Disco Elysium, o nome do jogo. Pro Bruno Oliveira aí que tá perguntando. Muito doido. Como eles contaram nos limites... pera aí. Sim, Edgar é exatamente como o irmão, exceto aquele olho vesgo, né? Lazy Eye. Ele também fala exatamente como... como eles contaram os limites de mandato, sabe? Cada um troca bem esperto. Enquanto estavam no cargo, eles desviaram Deus sabe quando das taxas de seus trabalhadores.
The Debarders Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came...
Amanda, the Debarders are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother. And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Debarders Union is...
Pera aí, eu fiquei meio confuso. Sua opinião, detetive. Tá perguntando pra mim. Não, eu não entendi uma gangue, um tenente disso. O tenente disse sucintamente. Ah tá, esse aqui é o Kim falando. Pô, eu sou muito ruim de concentração, mano. É um negócio impressionante mesmo. Tá falando de sindicato, que foi não sei o que. O auge do trabalho organizado, como diz. Então algo aconteceu nas eleições do capítulo local. Os irmãos Clare vieram e transformaram em um, como se diz, uma gangue, né? Aí o cara fala. Diz sucintamente, os debatedores são um sindicato do crime. Por mais triste que seja suspeito que seja. Por mais triste seja suspeito. Suspeito que teremos ser forçados. Ok. Inusitadamente honesto, policial. Ela concorda. A empresa tentou apaziguar no passado, mas eu creio que nossas concessões tenham apenas encorajado o Everett e o irmão. Ela se vira pra você. E sua opinião, detetive? Se eu puder perguntar, sou uma pessoa curiosa e falante, sabe? Você diria que o sindicato dos debadeiros é? Ah, afinal não tenho opinião nessas coisas. Quais são as demandas ou... quais...
There are leaflets everywhere and banners. Every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group. I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags, a disastrous situation.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
Não, peraí. Não tenho certeza. É o que você vai fazer, né? Diz que essa era apenas a posição inicial, uma tática intransigente com uma pitada de zombaria, mas não houve nenhum acompanhamento, apenas o mesmo slogan absurdo repetido indefinidamente. E agora, ouvi dizer que as pessoas estão sendo linchadas atrás do Elysium. Uma situação desastrosa, de verdade.
I first heard it from the boyer at the gate, the one whose very name advertises his aversion to work.
This checks out.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work.
Ah, será que é aquela mulher lá do bar lá?
End of story.
This forewoman, her name?
Pô, eu vou falar exatamente o que minha...
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private correspondence, Holly. I don't even know if it's a sir or given name,
não.
and I don't
A
have
outra
access to
é
the union's files.
Não, mas ela sumiu porque... Ah, sei lá, né?
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could do. It was a union matter.
Tá
The
bom.
point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around Claire's. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, Mark. We'll be just fine.
Of course. How else can I help?
Perguntar do linchamento, cara.
Quite a few things, I'm afraid.
Pô, será que vai me dar dinheiro, mano, se eu
The
pedir?
information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Não, peraí. Não, o que eu ganhei aqui? Ah, não vi, peraí. O que ela falou? É, as informações que devo compartilhar incluem segredos comerciais. Tá.
Of course, ma'am.
Ah,
You
ela vai
should have
pedir o
introduced yourself.
distintivo.
I
Ô,
am Lieutenant
bosta.
Kitsuragi, and this is my
E
friend
agora?
from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment.
How curious. Why is that, Detective? I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
É possível, né? Depois de uma noite de bebedeiro, perdi toda a memória. Eu podia até ter comido, não me lembro de nada. Pronto.
Oh dear. Some kind of I do believe you, naive as that may
Ah,
sound.
ha, ha,
I
ha.
simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the earth.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that.
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Mano, eu não vou acertar isso aqui, né? Pô, eu tô com medo de jogar isso aqui e perder. E, sei lá.
Will guide the way.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming the situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
O quê? Minha moral.
You know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back.
You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting it.
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to... The Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbour. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a complete surprise to the RCM either. Perhaps it's time to look into it. Or you can find your badge, which honestly...
Detective, a word in private before we continue. Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteers to be her henchman. This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Não pega
It's
nada
quite
lá.
straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes, after they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around
Eu vou pedir
Jamrock
dinheiro
Port.
pra ela.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade now. Do you...
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the Dock Workers Union. Still...
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Transferência. Os caminhões motorizados no trator. Que?
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. But in transit they are...
How convenient that they're stranded like beached whales at that roundabout.
Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now.
Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment.
Her irises are light green, like the river
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you. We did, on more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of
We know the company has launched its own probe into...
Well, here's your chance, officers. No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the trade committee, they'll have no thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Ó, pedimos a Motoleste para levar a ponte levadiça. A empresa rodoviária é parceira de uma das nossas subsidiárias. Contudo, ela faz uma pausa. Essa é uma oportunidade por tempo ilimitado. Assim que a reclamação for processada pelo Comitê de Comércio, eles não terão escolha a não ser baixar a ponte levadiça e a operação continuará. Milhares de litros de ingredientes brutos serão despejados na rua de Revachol, não no leste do outro lado do rio, mas no oeste, vulnerável
Well,
nação.
at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open the drawbridge for me. Not once since I felt driven.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant.
Pô, eu não entendi esse negócio de droga,
But
não.
we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
She simply nods. Is what you want to say, but it isn't that easy. Look at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes. Well, why yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat. Why, dull orange pearl. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that see within reason. Now look at you. You misery-clad simian. Barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are legs. A scythe of booze precedes you. You're poor. Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too... You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more...
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Eu vou tentar.
I am sorry. It just doesn't come out surprisingly eloquent, really. The last one, not the first three. Those are ape speak.
Vou falar isso aqui.
Excuse me? I didn't hear you.
What you meant to say was...
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things, and that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain. Son-Baptiste, Elysium, an unknown entity known as Brightest Star.
Why, thank you.
She nods.
Of course, detective.
Tá. Nó, conversei demais, hein? Tá merda. Essa mulher fala. O que é isso aqui? Ó, peguei magnésio. Ô trem. que é isso aqui? Não, não, não. Ah, é a porta da mulher.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance.
The streets will not flow red with anything.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C. And here I was trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
A brush, an artist. The red splatter is urban expressionism.
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beaut. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
Eu tenho uma opinião sobre isso, que eu ouvi.
Have you ever tried your hand at graffiti? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home, and Mona was here.
Você já tentou fazer uns grafites quando colocar diante da parede branca?
We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cabs. And my name's not Mona, so...
Eu tenho uma opinião
yeah.
sobre isso.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration...
She means the opposite.
Que?
The lieutenant is desperately searching for another handkerchief. Hatred, disgust, it's difficult. The woman on the boat does not notice.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershore. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
On a first-name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world. Pig's not half as dumb as he looks. I ain't no snitch, Pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of...
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant. Fuck, watch your back, ungulate.
Eu gostei disso que ela fala. A gente não tá no mundo pra fazer a sua vida melhor, não. Seu porco. Corre, pô. Não consigo correr. Aqui. Ah, a parede branca. Pera, deixa eu ver se mudou o diálogo com a parede em branco.
Just an ordinary war. Nothing to see here.
Então tá bom. O que é isso aqui? Deixa eu conversar com esse cara que vai ver. Tem jeito?
You see a young man on a balcony, nursing a cigarette.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
It's the voice of someone who has something to hide, my liege.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, He keeps stealing looks at the neighbor.
Alright, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run. My name? My name?
That's definitely not his real name.
No, of course not. Could you please lower your voice? I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken
Tássio,
away?
eu tô jogando bem?
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Wait, is someone else investigating the lynching?
No, not you two. Some more muscular type.
Ixi,
And when
Maria.
did you speak to this muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
He's an actor declaiming a soliloquy. See how you hang on his every word.
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing?
I had a friend over. It was my Sunday thing.
He doesn't reply. Just no with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows, you can see faint reflections of his silhouette. Or
No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
time to bring out your secret charm. Tears and begging. Show him your emotions. Throw yourself before his very feet like a dog.
No, for God's sake, I don't want you to cry. Listen, I really have to go. Good luck with the investigation.
Vazou.
He's gone. No point in running. Tenements like these, he could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. There has to be a way of getting inside the building. Let's...
Tá.
There must be another way into the building.
Que é isso, cara? Vê uma voz no meio do nada. Tá, vou lá no corpo então. Essa foi a hora que eu morri com o bofe. Então não sei de mais nada depois disso. É, no caso eu nem vim aqui nesse lugar que eu vim, né? Eu saí do trem lá e fui direto pro corpo. Deixa eu ver se tem uma coisa pra eu ver aqui. O que é isso aqui?
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies.
Não, não vou.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Eu vou apertar. Pera aí, você vê um conjunto de marcas de pneu no lodo marrom que cobre os mosaicos da parede. Ah, tá. Que tipo de veículo passou aqui?
Your vision is blurred and you're having difficulty concentrating thanks to your relentless aim.
Eu vou tentar.
The tire tracks were
Olha!
left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of them and then accelerated straight into the fence. Left the hole. The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before heading south. Must have been in a hurry.
You are correct. This is a rather motor carriage-friendly city. I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez.
You could follow the track south. There seems to be a canal there.
Tá, vá. Apertei F5. Tô com medo, mano. Vou falar com a criança. Peraí. Tem um trem de apertar aqui. Apertar F5 de novo. Ah, não olhou ainda, não.
Kuno's got this.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid, then
Tadinho, velho. May I get your attention, please?
Shit's coming up strong. Throwing rocks.
shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous. I mean drugs.
Yeah, Kuno, ride the lightning, Kuno.
Kuno's riding at sea.
Mano, aonde que tá a outra criança?
The rake, Kuno. You should throw the rake at
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener. The fuck are you talking about?
He's calling us Kuno. He says we're fucking each other.
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there?
The kid moves his hands like a basketball player dribbling fast.
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it? Dunno. Kiptas gardener used to work there.
Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Areopagite descent. It used to be a common first name among the Areopagites of El Maran. Not so much anymore.
Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
Yeah. What was she doing in the greenhouse? Fish is sometimes used to fertilize the soil a few weeks before planting something. Maybe she was preparing the garden beds. Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno, pig.
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
The fuck are you calling a third person?
Watch out, Kuno. He's trying to fiddle you. He's gonna put his hands on you.
Ah, a criança tá aqui, ó. Agora que eu vi. Tava caçando.
Help! Pig's got Kuno. Help! Ray!
Help! He's got the Kuno.
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
Help! He's sticking his dick out.
Escalate, Kuno.
Pig's the name.
Não é
Kuno.
possível.
Somebody, please.
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense.
Nossa,
There may
nocautei
still
ele.
be a way out.
Não o
Just
soque.
do it
É uma
to
má
this
ideia.
reason.
Fucking logical. Help! The logical pig is fiddling Kuno. Look.
For emphasis, a ghost is saying this. A shit-eating psychopathic ghost.
I know you wanted to hit me. You got that I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up look. The Kuno's dad there.
Relax. He can't read your mind. There's a dead body, remember? That's what you were doing here. You're a cop on a case.
I know what you thought. I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up. You're nothing. You're a joke to Kuno. Kuno.
Kuno turned you into his prison.
No, you're not. We can just leave.
Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with Kuno forever.
A peepo is a type of hat, by the way.
Okay. Kuno is kind to his bitch. Ask your questions, but remember.
Click, 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 click!
Nu.
Shitload pig. What's your question?
Pô, o cara me zoou, mano. Falou que eu arreguei pro Kuno. Ué, bater no menino, a menina ela ia gritar pra caralho.
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like a cop.
Kuno's fucking. Kuno uses the fucking for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows what you meant. Kuno's not a snitch, that's all. Trying to probably plan. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. I don't know. Some fucking mess or...
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
Yeah, Kuno didn't smoke him if that...
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That...
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno!
You're testing Kuno...
Get lost!
Mano, eu vou tentar.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
Get your snout out of Kuno's ass. You should give up, Pop.
You okay?
That went wrong. He took it as a compliment. Then he had a minor seizure.
The fuck about it? You're testing Kuno.
Get lost!
Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you... Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't...
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them, you seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's left
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cock's gonna blow, Kuno!
Mas pra que eu vou? Só sair mesmo. Tem um trem aqui.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots.
Pô, eu olhei pro corpo, aparentemente não morri não.
Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails. Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
Not yet.
Maybe more than 12. No. 8 pairs of boots of shuffled.
Não vou analisar uma a uma, nem fudeu. Dinheiro. Ah, o outro negócio é pra salvar a moral aqui.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. It's nothing. Someone just left some. Glad you asked. When junior researcher Olari Tal invented Eternite in the Vartna Polytechnic Institute some 30-odd years ago, because it's nice and orderly, rhythmic pattern.
Cadê eu? Ah tá, isso. Ué.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The
Active decay. It's a
It's about to blow!
Fuck does Kuno care?
Ah, não. Tomar no cu.
Kuno doesn't fuck.
Não gostei desse Kuno, não, mano.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says whirling in rags.
Uai, mano, tá coisado aqui, ué. Não sei o que fazer.
The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage. Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling Rats.
He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea. This trash container is locked.
Vamos ver se dá pra falar com esse menino.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in. I'm going away for a long, long time, Kuno.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
You don't want to fuck with me. I got my hands bloody. I'm not...
You can still see the top of her head from behind.
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Ah, mano, então tá bom. Eu não vou tirar o nariz pra fora, não, mano. Me desculpa. Tem que olhar a caçamba atrás do Alien Ring. Sei lá o que é isso. Tem um carrinho de mão aqui. Um cara sentado. Vou perguntar pra esse cara.
The RCM.
Ah, mulher.
What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here. Of course. What can I help you with? Well, this might be the last snow we get. At least I hope so. Snow has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in the spring.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow.
Ah, foda-se.
Stop looking at her. Look around. What do you see? That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbour gates. This is a great vantage point for keeping an eye on you. Glad to have been of service. Now you know the locals are keeping tabs on you.
Of course. Where to? What do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really. The harbor gate, some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store, too. Some
Pô,
shops
fudeu,
and
não tô
bridge.
prestando atenção.
The canal bridge leads to the coast. but it's
Mano, eu
broken,
perguntei
I
o
think.
que há no norte?
Some
A
kind of
Alpia
accident
e os
problem.
prédios de apartamento Campside, mais alguns cortiços. Na verdade não tem muita coisa. Os portões. Oi?
Ajeita aí pra Angélica vir.
Sim.
Ela não tem o dia inteiro, não?
Ok. Eu vou fazer isso.
Então faz.
Vou fazer.
Agora.
Vou fazer. Ó, os portões do porto, no leste. Talvez algum tipo de comoção, não acompanho política local. Sei lá. Algumas, no sul tem algumas lojas e uma ponte. Então, aqui do
Just
outro lado.
coast. There's a little fishing village there, and the fish. It's
Nice.
just water. No, actually, I think
Tá bom.
no problem.
She's very well composed.
Of course.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Sure. Keep
Ó,
them. I have.
não achei que ia dar certo. Né? Eu vou salvar o jogo aqui. E aí eu vou fazer o que minha mãe tá me pedindo e depois eu vou voltar aí com a live e tudo mais. Grande abraço. Como é que para? Pô, o foda é que eu não sei essas coisas. Calma, o que que se faz?